We all know that familiar creepy basement. You know what I'm trying to say. That feeling you get when you turn the lights off before running up the stairs, praying nothing will grab your ankle before you reach the last step. As children, we would all dread trips to those cellars. That cold room in that cramped, dusty smelling spot underneath the stairs where we'd have to retrieve that box of old Christmas decorations. Yeah, no, creepy doesn't cut it. Words like disturbing, freakish, and hair raisingly avoidable come to mind. For me, however, there is one shining diamond that stood out against the endless black coal. Our newly renovated bathroom. This safe hold pleasantly contrasts with the cracked cement floors, dark, musty smelling crawl spaces, and spiders the size of mice whom could find in every corner, and if you were lucky, would be crawling up your sock. I would descend the creaky staircase, carpeted with short, mold ridden shag, and a stairway immune to daylight, scurry past the hole in the wall that seemed fit for grabby hands, and finally step into the serene safety of the bathroom. Here I would shower, morning after morning. Here I would be protected by a solid oak door, the only remaining piece from our old bathroom, and the only part of the basement that filled me with feelings other than uneasiness. Naturally, this was the last piece to be taken out. This was the one thing that was not like the others, and this is the one thing that had to go. According to my parents, anyway, for precisely one day, meaning one night, one morning, in one shower, of which the untrustworthy door would not serve as my protector. The door would be gone, and I would have to wait for a new door to be whisked in. This is one day I'll hardly miss. The thought of this day will be later come to the reason in which I decide to go to bed early, or keep the light on while I sleep, or even more likely, just not sleep at all. I twist the knob, allowing the initial burst of fridge water to spit forth. A few seconds later, a calming warmth follows. This shower is just like all the others, or so I like to tell myself. I step in and slide the frosted glass door shut. I peer through at the warped, glossy objects on the other side. Mork doing a new coffee, with the other door in the bathroom removed. I can see into the laundry room. I move side to side. It looks like there's 1,000 little tiny creatures squirming around in the dark, all of them knowing it is time to strike. There's a certain feeling that engulfs one's body when they suspect there is another presence amongst them, and one of which they would rather not alert attention of. It is somewhat of that keen feeling of standing on a freshly frozen pond. Then you hear the ice crack. You don't move. You don't try to breathe. Currently, this is me. I fully step into the falling stream of heat, shiver as my body is warmed up, but wince as my frozen toes burn. I squirt some shampoo into my hand and work it into my hair. I wet my hand under the water, then turn back quickly to the door to make sure nothing has changed. Closing my eyes is inevitable. I shut them and stick my head into the water, rinsing furiously so I can open them again. With just my four senses against my fears, I begin to panic. It is then the blissful current of warmth that changes to an icy blast. My back arches away from it, my mouth instinctively opens out and lets out a small gasp. I turn quickly and stick my hand out of the stream, half protecting myself, half waiting for the heat to return. I'm still waiting, still ice cold. I would have reached out and twisted the knob further to the left, then I would have waited to be rewarded with the return of the heated water. This all would have happened were there not already a hand there. I immediately opened my eyes after what seems like every muscle in my body tried to burst through my skin. Following this, the stinging, all the suds bowling in my eyes send bolts of lightning coursing through my face. I need to open my eyes, but I can't. There's a certain feeling one gets when they know they're in danger but are deprived of their senses. It's the feeling you get when you wake up in the middle of the night from a strange noise and try to find the light switch. You slide your feet along the edge of the bed, tiptoe towards the door through the pitch blackness. Getting the light is your only thought. For some reason, the switch eludes you. Your hand frantically searches the walls, your heart beating into your eardrums as you turn in panic circles. Currently, this is me. This is all too much for my mind. I'm quivering as I shrink to the floor of the shower. That feeling of the spiders crawling all over my body. I wait for something to touch my wet, exposed skin. My eyes still burning. I cup some water in my hands and return them to my face. I splash it in my eyes, doing my best to open them at the same time. I blink a couple times with my face pointing down. I muster all my courage to look to the knob. In the cold shower of water, droplets fall and explode into mist off my head as I turn to see the hands gone. I feel some warm life come back to my body. I was almost convinced I had imagined the whole thing. I would have stood up and finished my shower. In the confidence of the warm flow of water, my newly sound senses. This all would have happened if the cold wind had not blown and cooled the already frigid layer of moisture on my skin, sending shivers through my spine and down my arms. I would have been so reassured if that thing would have just remembered to close the sliding door.